It came out in 1997, directed by Luc Besson, and it stars Bruce Willis, Gary Oldman, Ian Holm, Chris Tucker, and Mila Jovovich. So this movie is kind of it's pretty well known, and to me it's another one of my favorites, and so it's basically to give you kind of a summary of what happens, what it's about. So there's these aliens that go to Earth, and they have kept these stones. There's 4 stones in like some pyramid. I think it's like some monument, and they've been doing this, like having this deal or this pact between humans and aliens to keep these stones safe there. So there's a priest that is in charge of that these stones are kept safe, and so that priest dies, and then the next priest will get that same information passed on, and then it's their duty to keep this going through the years. So one day the aliens return to Earth, and they take the stones with them because they are no longer safe on Earth. And when they're doing that, they take them, and then after 300 years pass, and the alien ship is intercepted by this other party that has evil intentions to get those stones, and so they intercept the ship, but the stones are not there. But the ship basically crashes, and the government goes and retrieves to see if anybody's alive, and they're only able to retrieve like a part of the arm of one of the passengers of the alien ship. And so they have the technology to reconstruct the person from that one piece, that limb. And so when they reconstruct this person, it turns out to be a human-looking being, and her name is Lilu. And so she's very, like, she's afraid, and she's like, I guess a way to describe it is she's very like animalistic in the primitive sense, like just very protective of herself and wary of what's going on around her, and so she's able to break out of the place. And she jumps onto off a building, and she lands on a taxi, and in that taxi is a former like a veteran who's like well known for all his accomplishments, and so, but he's retired already. He's just a taxi driver. So then he basically gets involved in all this and helps her escape, the police that are following her. And so he takes her to the current priest, and once he takes her, she's taken care of, and he's asked to leave. But then after the government finds out, that she's missing, and they recruit him to help them help them get these stones. And so there's this cruise that is going to this planet called Flossen, and the stones are said to be there. And so the government makes Corbin Dallas, that's the taxi driver, makes them, go there because he's, it's trying to save the world, so they make him go. But also the priest and Lilu are trying to go there too, because she is the fifth element. So the 4 stones represent the 4 elements, and she is the 5th element. So she's trying to go there too. And then also this guy, who's like, I guess, the evil guy, his name is Zorg, and he is working for this entity, this evil entity, which is in the movie this big star-like ball that weirdly, I guess, has the ability to call Zorg and tell him, okay, I need you to get the stones. And this thing is the impending doom in this whole movie. So this stone is this big ball of fire is heading towards Earth. And so the whole purpose of these 3 different parties, Zorg, the government, and Lilu and the priest, are trying to get these stones, which are said to be in Flossen. And so they're all trying to go there, and there's this character called Ruby Red, which is played by Chris Tucker, and he's kind of like a radio personality guy. But yeah, he's really funny, and the whole movie has like this sort of element of like it's funny, but it's more of an action movie, but there's always this element of comedy embedded in a lot of things. So they're all going there, and these stones are actually inside of someone who's also it's not a human, it's an alien, some sort of other being, and so something happens, and they're able to get the stones out of her, and they're able to prevent this asteroid star thing from landing on Earth. But at the very end, in order for them to do that, they have to figure out how to make the stones work, and there's this whole thing. But at the very end, the main thing that was needed was for the 5th element, which is Lilu, to somehow be activated, because all the other stones were able to be activated by water, earth, fire, wind. But the 5th element, what you needed for that was, I guess, kind of cheesy, but it's love. And so at the very end, because there's a love interest between Corbin and Lilu, but more Corbin towards Lilu. And that was the main thing that you see throughout the whole movie developing, but at the end it was the main thing that was needed. And to me it's a great movie. There's a lot of action, you're entertained the whole time, it's funny, and at the very end is the scene where it's blue, and Corbin and Lilu are in this capsule thing, recuperating, and it's just them. You just see her face here and his face here, and it just looks cool, and the music and everything. It's like 5 seconds long, but it's one of my favorite scenes. But yeah, I recommend this movie if you haven't watched it. It's, like I said, it's pretty well known, but you know, even though 1997 to me seems like not that long ago, but it's like, oh, it's 2021, so kind of is wild. So anyways, yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.